Hey, what's up, Unbroken Nation? There's not like, I don't think people really understand the power of a sacrifice that you're not ready to make until you have to make it. And you've done that multiple times. Talk to me about that. Like realizing these moments in which you're like, I got to make a sacrifice even if I'm not ready, and the impact that that has on your life, whether good or bad.
Yeah, no, it's a huge crossroads, I think, right, in your life. And just like you said, Mike, like you gotta see, you gotta project, right, a little bit, and you have to say, okay, am I going to be better off in the future, right, making this sacrifice right now, or am I going to be, worse off, just kind of staying in this environment? I mean, we've all heard the phrase, you're a sum total of the five closest people in your life, right? Or I would say five closest influences, because they don't necessarily always have to be people. They can be things, they can be books, they can be, whatever you're doing spiritually. But yeah, you got to make that choice. And for me, and as a veteran, and for other veterans that might be listening to this, you have to, when you experience that sacrifice that you aren't ready to make and you're still in, you have three choices, right? And I know you've all have seen maybe someone experience this, or maybe you've gone through yourself, but that feeling of needing to lash out, right? What does that do for you really at the end of the day? Like, you can kick, you can scream, you can punch, you can do whatever you want, but that doesn't solve your problem, right? You can opt out, you can end your life, right? But is that a solution? Is that really something that is going to help solve anyone's issue? It's going to cause more problems. It'll cause more problems for the people you leave behind, right? And it doesn't do anything to help, you in your future, and all the things, all the positive changes, all the good that you can do and bring, right? Or you can get out, right? Choose. For me, it was choosing to get out, right? But not getting out violently, getting out smartly, right? And choosing to invest in that time to personally develop myself on my way out the door. But that's how I choose to make that sacrifice as calmly as I can make it, and then try and better myself on the back end of whatever situation I'm going through, because I always have to remind myself the situation that I'm in right now is not as important as where I'm going. I was taught that, someone told me that while I was at the Naval Academy, and that mentor is still a positive father figure in my life. And I was kind of going through a rough breakup at the time, right? It was a rough breakup at the time, but it was still something so pivotal and profound that I've applied that lesson to a lot of the sacrifices in my life since then, and it's been great.
Yeah, that's powerful. And there's so much truth in that. And like, look, as someone who has had suicide attempt in my own life, it was being in this place where I'm like, man, this is fucking rock bottom. Like, I don't even know if I can go any lower than this. And in that moment, what was really spectacular, call it divine intervention, I don't care what you call it, there was this moment I realized this promise that I made to myself when I was 8 years old, going across the street to our neighbor's house and stealing water because we were so poor. The water company had cut our water off.
Mm.
And I was just in this moment, like turning on their spigot, filling up this little blue bucket and being like, when you're a grown up, this won't be your life. And as I had this final breakdown of all breakdowns, right? The rock bottom, it could not go any lower. I was like, what are you willing to do to have the life that you want to have? And the
Amen.
words, no excuses, just results came into my mind, and it has become the precursor for everything that I do in my life. But that required a tremendous amount of action to go from where I was 11, 12 years ago to where I am right now having this conversation with you. Talk about the power of actually taking action against the things that you're thinking.
Yeah, man, that's a great topic. Action is critical. Okay, so I'll break it to you like this. In the service, they teach us not to get pinned down. Getting pinned down is the worst possible place to be. Your enemy can flank you around all sides. If you're just hiding there, cowering behind whatever object, with all these bullets flying overhead, your enemy will flank you and they will get you. All right. So you have to keep moving. And I think that's a critical lesson in life too. If you allow yourself to succumb to your fears, to your emotions, to the depression, right? All that stuff will eat you inside, and it'll not only prevent you from doing all the good that you have the potential to do, but it'll cause you to see life through such a negative lens. And people by and large are not evil, right? I mean, there are evil people. I'm not saying there are not, but things are not always out to get you. And if you live life through that type of lens, you're not living a fulfilling and fruitful life. You're not. So keep moving, right? Tony Robbins teaches us that, your emotions are controlled by your motions, right? So you have to get up, change your action, right? Create a spark in your body so you can give yourself more energy to get yourself out of that negative mindset that you're in. Right. And I think that's critical. And that's definitely something that I try and do when I'm feeling, in those down moments. I'm not perfect, right? No one is, right? Life has ups and downs, and I'm not saying that you need to, be Tony Robbins. But what I'm saying is that, when you're feeling negative, and if you haven't tried it before, try it. Try getting up, try moving around, try keeping your head in an upright position, right? Maybe your chest out, and do that little Superman stance. And just see how your emotions change. Hold it for 2 minutes, just keep breathing, and just see what happens, man. Because I guarantee you those 2 minutes changing your state from that negative emotion you're feeling into something more positive will be more beneficial for you in the long run. I guarantee it.